From Plant Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News Live. My name's Car with my BFF, Keyan. How's your week, Keyan?
It's okay. It's an okay week. I'm moving and moving sucks. I hate it. My back hurts. I'm old. And
wait, have you been moving by yourself? I told you if you needed help, let me know.
I know you're right. But we've been like moving super slow because it's like I'll spend like 2 hours in the morning moving and then like 2 hours in the evening moving. And it's so annoying though. What I want is to like, I want to fall asleep in the home I live in now and wake up in the new home and everything's moved over. That's like the ideal moving.
And why don't you just do it all in one day if you don't mind me asking?
I think it's mostly because there's like a lot to do. And I think the other thing is like I'm trying to work at like relatively normal hours. I don't want to take like 2 or 3 days off and just to move. Because there's like we're packing while moving.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Should have got some, dude, you should have done like I did. Got some Bronco boxes, set for a weekend, get a bunch of plebs to help you, and then it's over with. It sucks that whole day, but it's just like 1 week.
It's not a bad idea. I think I just haven't moved many times in my life where I've had belongings. It was like I moved to Austin after living in the same place for like a decade. And then now I'm moving again. So I moved a couple of times before, but I mostly just threw away all my stuff or just left it in like the apartment that I left because I was a shithead when I was.
Gosh, so you made the maintenance crew clean up after you?
I guess, yeah, they had to, I think in one case when I was living in that motel behind that Mexican restaurant, my mom and my sister came in after I had left and cleared out all my stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My sister, like, I think she went by and she like noticed and then she like got my mom to come and help, which
that's good. That's what family's for.
I guess.
Clean up your mess.
I guess so. That's the ideal case. How was your week?
It was good. It was just a lot of, getting the SatSpice videos, all that stuff ready, and then just a lot of administrative stuff for me. But trying to get back to the level that I was, where you do like whenever you do any type of event, it takes a lot out of you, man. I don't. And there's probably stackers I don't know if anybody's done events before, but it takes a lot out of you, just like from like your life source, I guess, if that's the right way to put it.
Yeah,
it's like
you're emitting a lot of energy.
You're emitting a lot of energy, and you give a lot of energy, and So it's just taking this week to like kind of recover. And today I actually feel like back to my normal self. Yeah.
That's interesting. So even you as an extrovert have your like limits with that kind of stuff. That's
it takes a lot, dude. I've been sleeping like a lot of hours of sleep this week. And I realized, wow, I was just really tired from like a month and a half of doing everything.
Yeah, I go to like one party and that's how I feel. Like you're describing how I feel after one party, and I'll stay like quiet, not have to do anything. So it's interesting you have like that much more social energy.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to get into the top 5 stories of the week here on Stacker News Live. Our first top story is for how long? No, that's not it. 95%. Wait, is it the 95? Okay, yeah. 95% of zaps are from custodial wallets. We can do better. This is from Soft Glitter 2D. 40 comments, over 10,000 sats generated on this Ben Carmen post. Keyan, what's going on?
Yeah, so he posted Ben Carmen's Twitter post to this was his hackathon entry at
Zapalytics,
Zapalytics. And basically what he did was he analyzed all the Zap activity on Nostr and tried to come up with like, some like conclusions about it. And, it's not super surprising given all the kind of things I've heard talked about on things that are recommended on Nostr. If you're on Nostr, people are like using Wallet of Satoshi. I think Alby in this case is non-custodial, but it seems like, the majority here are using a popular custodial wallet. What's after them? Let's see. It's, what is that orange 8% slice? Maybe Ellen Tips,
yeah.
Which is another custodial wallet. So a lot of custodial usage. Stacker News, another custodial wallet. He says it here, 94.75% custodial. I guess is Alby custodial?
I didn't realize Fountain was holding such a big share.
Custodial, isn't it? Where's Fountain on there?
They're the red one.
No,
No, that's not. That's Get Albie.
Yeah, I think they're the smaller sliver of red is what Fountain is, but yeah, but Fountain underneath is Zibity, so it's like kind of the same.
You look at you only have a sliver.
I do only have.
Is it because everybody's using Ellen? I think
I'm this very tiny. I think I'm this very tiny pink.
Is it because everybody's logging in with their node on your site, or?
No, I think there's just not many people using a Stacker News Lightning address on a relative basis.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
or maybe that's Nostr plebs. I don't know. I don't know what the sizes are here. Oh no. Oh, actually I think I'm this purple one, which means I'm like probably around like 4%, but still, yeah, it's small, which is nice.
There's Soft Glitter also posted in the comments. He said, there's a reality also, and that is the pursuit of non-custodial solution today. If you're not familiar with some skills, it'll be hard to level up, but it's possible. And also it's a reality that as time goes, it's easier to set up your own node. I'm not against the use of wallets such as Wallet of Satoshi, etc., but it keeps me very concerned of how people just take it for granted, those solutions. This is from Soft Glitter. Do you think we'll ever get to a point of non-custodial, or you think this is just the way?
I do think so. I think that's what everyone wants. That's what all the people who have Bitcoin values, the so-called crazy Bitcoin maxis, that's what all of them kind of want, is non-custodial solutions. It's just not there yet. Where
does Bolt 12 fix this?
Bolt 12 fixes some of it, but the part of the problem is offline receives in Lightning, which are apparently, getting discussed in the protocol, and we're going to see sometime soon. I think they call them async payments, but it'll just take time. We're not there yet. Like, I always have this conversation where it's like, how do I get my wife's parents to use Lightning or use Stacker News or use XYZ? And I don't in the ideal way where it's non-custodial. And I think we're just, it's just going to take time.
Yeah, I would say just sweep those wallets. Once it gets a certain threshold, just start sweeping them.
Yep.
I think that's what I do.
I think that's the right move for now. If you want the ideal user experience, you're probably going to be on some level custodial for small amounts, and then for large amounts, non-custodial. I think that's kind of the way it is.
Right. Great post by Carmen. Yeah.
He said he's going to turn it into a website at some. Oh no, he did.
Wow.
I don't know if it's like actually live. I
Oh,
wonder if this is straight from his.
Yeah, it looks like it.
His bedroom PC that he run, his laptop.
Oh no, I thought you were going to say it looks like it's from the hackathon, but yeah, I just posted up the video from the hackathon. So if any stackers want to check it out, I just threw it inside the comment section of Stacker News. Yeah, it was a great. It's a great idea for a project. He knocked this out like in literally hours right before.
Yeah. He's like, I think he started at 1 and then he presented it at like 6.
That's the genius of Ben Carmen. The next top story is Balaji betting 1 million that one BTC is less than 1 million in 90 days. This is from Mr. Luke Lucasen. 33 comments, 2,085 sats. What's going on with Balaji this week?
Yeah. So he bet that the Bitcoin price is going to be greater than $1 million in 90 days.
Wow.
And he bases it on the recent handling of the SVB situation. I think we might have discussed this a little bit last week, maybe not.
Yeah.
But I think it maybe got posted after our podcast last week. But basically, he's given that the Fed has come in and said that they're going to back basically all bank deposits 1-to-1. He's basically counting on there being a total exit from the bank, and like this leading to hyperinflation, and people are going to like YOLO into Bitcoin, or not YOLO, but hedge into Bitcoin hard. And yeah, apparently the tweet got something like, it went super viral. It got 6.2 million views.
Right.
And it was all everyone could talk about for about a week.
Yeah, I've been following like he did a video with Pomp like 3 or 5 days ago, whatever it was, that was like a really interesting view. I came into Plub Lab that day and I was like, Keyan, you gotta watch this.
I watched it yesterday.
It was good, right?
Yeah. It was really good.
Just because Pomp gets right to it. He doesn't like fiddle around. And then he actually went on another podcast where he kind of was able, I forget which one that was called. It's called something Zen of something. But it got recommended right after the Pomp one, but he kind of gets pushback from the other end. And I think one of the biggest pushbacks that he got on that particular podcast was, so let's say we believe you, Balaji, like that doesn't change anything. The fact that normal people, the average everyday American, is literally going to accept whatever the Fed is telling them, and the dollar system goes on. And he didn't really have a great answer for that. I think, I don't want to speak for the guy, but from what I gathered, he said, regardless, like you still need to get to Bitcoin, or because the other option is going to be the renminbi, right?
Yeah. Or CBDC.
Or CBDC.
Yeah. Something crazy like that. Yeah. I think the mistake he might be making is being too early. And like,
well, when he posted this, the original post, there wasn't a banking crisis. And then he said in that interview that now there's a banking crisis. So he's already right. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah. The other thing this prediction has going for it in terms of at least the Bitcoin price is that he is extremely well connected and respected in Silicon Valley, which, probably collectively is maybe double-digit percentage points of like worldwide GDP. So you said it here on the post, right? Here you go. So I wouldn't worship him, but you're shortchanging him. He's been advising much of Silicon Valley since his exit 20 years ago. He was at A16Z before most people even knew it existed. He's been quoting sovereign individuals since 2013. He's a CEO at Coinbase because of his company Earn, which is kind of the grandfather to all Bitcoin earning applications. And then you basically said, granted, he makes a lot of predictions and we are all prone to forgetting the misses, but he's been early, precise, and right more than nearly anyone that I know of. That said, this prediction seems bonkers to me too. The strongest thing it has going for it is he's closely connected to the people that collectively managing trillions of dollars, which I think is the big bit signal there is that he influences a lot of people. Yeah. He even alludes to in the Pomp interview that he knows rich people are hedging into Bitcoin right now. He basically says, he doesn't say it out loud, but I mean, he begins to say it. He says, I know people with billions of dollars. And then he like stops himself. And I completed that sentence for him and said they were basically following through with his like game plan. But
so June is supposed to be the fireworks.
Is that, I guess that's when the CBDC launches. And
yeah. I don't know, man. Anything you can give a young startup out there? Any advice?
I mean, I would put a significant, I would hedge your treasury, maybe use sweep banks at the very least, just in case. I'm not sure that's so much of a concern now with the FDIC basically backing everything, all deposits. But that's
do you think Bitcoin companies, young Bitcoin company, young startups should be, holding Bitcoin if they're not already making Bitcoin?
I think they should hold some in Bitcoin. I don't know how much. I mean, everyone has their own comfort level. Some people are more comfortable with volatility than others. Like if you can't stand to see your company's treasury get cut in half in a day, you might not want to put more than like 20% into Bitcoin.
Right. Gosh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see these because these are going to go on every week. I don't know if you've been watching his Twitter, but like it's every couple hours.
I haven't been watching his Twitter since this, but another person to look at right now is Caitlin Long, who has been talking a lot about, she's been talking about this banking situation for a long time, given that she was trying to set up a full reserve bank. I forget the name of it now in Wyoming. And she's been denied over and over and over again and is now suing Washington around like not allowing her bank in. They said her bank was risky, even though it would have been completely immune from these types of issues because it's backed by full reserves. You put $1 in their bank and they're storing that dollar. They're not lending it out. There's no fractional reserve there. But she's been very articulate and I think describes the situation very well. Balaji says similar things about this new crisis, this new bank run being created by the digitization of banking.
Mhm.
And now we have like bank runs that can happen in an instant
because of social media.
Because not just because of the information is because of social media is very fast, but also you can get your money out of your banks in an instant with a click of a button. Unlike before, when you had a bank run, you would have to go into the bank, like physically go into the bank or talk to someone over the phone or, you know, whatever. But now, this is why SVB was the first to collapse, is because they were completely programmatically exposed to withdrawals. They had clients that could withdraw millions of dollars at the click of a button from their bank. And they just all of those customers chose to do it kind of at once. And that's what collapsed them first, is according to Caitlin Long.
Yeah. I think there's a storm coming. And I don't think a lot of companies are going to survive it, quite frankly. I think there's just going to be a wash.
No.
Great flood.
Hopefully the good ones will survive, but yeah, they might get taken too.
The next top story is the cultural impact of paper wallets is going to be huge. This is from Tamales, 26 comments, 5,800 stats. Looks like a Scooby-Doo post.
I like how you pronounce it tamales. I'm going to start pronouncing it tamales because I call them Tom Lays, but it might be just a misspelling of tamales. Are you hungry?
I love tamales.
I know tamales are great. I wish there were a holiday coming soon so I could eat tamales.
There's some good. Never mind.
You can get them in town probably. But he basically describes like, I don't know. It's like kind of a fun post about there will be people are storing their Bitcoin. These seed words will get like discovered by future generations. There will be treasure hunts for seed words. People will scour the internet archives for seed words. People will look through their relatives' belongings for seed words and find them and find Bitcoin and be wealthy and happy. And that's basically that's what I got from it. And yeah, I mean, I think it's I think there will be some of that. You will hear about a guy who somehow finds a note that has seed words on it and is now rich or something. That'll be.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I don't know. I think seed words are important. Gary was in here last week and he was talking about the importance of, knowing your seed words and like being able to travel along with it. But
in like a brain wallet.
Yeah. But I don't know if you'll find them everywhere. I mean, I feel like people will look at this time and they'll be like, man, they were giving out sats just like on a website for free. They were zapping. Like, I think people will look at us on those things during this, this decade more so than anything. Kind of like how they used to look at Bitcoin fountains.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah. That's another point about, we're in a period of time where we maybe are we don't really fully understand what the future will be like and how we will be looked at. It's kind of a very similar thing to say.
I love Scoresby. He had 18 cents on this quick sentence. He goes, checking the words in your post for seeds. That's
maybe they're hidden in there.
Yeah. See, like that would be, maybe there's a lot of, you think maybe we're creating this future. Hey, stackers, start putting seed words in your posts on Stacker News. That's all I'm saying.
I think
I could go back. I'm going to put some seed words in my Stacker News posts, and then I can go back in the future and tell my kids, go there.
Yeah. Send your kids on a treasure hunt.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
I think Darth Coin. He says right here, because I was about to say, he says, if you would read my Substack guides, there's a treasure inside one of them, 1 Bitcoin hidden in 12 words spread across inside a guide. Find the 12 words and get 1 Bitcoin.
No way. You think so? Find the 12. So wait, he has 1 BTC hidden in 12 words spread around through all his guides?
I think it's inside one guide. Inside one guide, there's 1 Bitcoin hidden. It doesn't say which guide. So you would have to look at every guide But I would guess it's probably easier to find that one Bitcoin than to like brute force.
Is there a quick way to? Is there a type of program, Keyan, that lets you put seeds into some kind of generator that tells you if this is holding Bitcoin or no?
No. I mean, if it existed, someone would have already swept his Bitcoin. Yeah.
I wonder if ChatGPT could take all of his posts and then.
Yeah, you could ask ChatGPT to basically show you the seed for any seed words in the order that they occur in each of his posts, and then try each of them.
Get on it, stackers, and then throw some Zap Cars way. All right, next top story is BitKit. John Carvalho, I'm calling you out. This is 25 comments from Darth Coin, 1824 sats. What the heck is going on here?
I mean, this is pretty intense. But Darth Coin is basically calling BitKit a scam.
What?
So we have two fairly loud voices. I mean, Darth Coin is very loud on at least on Stacker News. I know he also carries a pretty heavy opinion elsewhere. But John Carvalho also, kind of known for having very strong opinions. And I guess Darth Coin is calling BitKit a scam because he's reported bugs in BitKit's Lightning wallet and they haven't been fixed yet. He includes an exchange between John Carvalho and him where I think, Carvalho is kind of defending why he hasn't gotten around to the bugs yet. And it's not so much that, he's trying to prevent people from accessing the funds that are locked up in a certain way. It's just he's working on a number of things. Mm-hmm. And if you're aware of BitKit's mission, it's very ambitious. It's meant to be this Lightning node, in addition to having these social media, the /tag social media things and widgets and so many other things. And I suspect he's just focused on one of these other things right now, and will come around and fix the Lightning wallet in the app. But I mean, at the same time, you have to be sympathetic to Darth Coin, who thinks that, users losing funds is maybe, or
he literally says it right there in the app. Like, this is in the app. He says BitKit is beta software. Don't store all your money in BitKit. He literally says that in the app. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
look.
Someone shared it here too.
To me, whenever I see this, I see how hard you work, Keyan. Right? Like if somebody was complaining similarly about this with Stacker News, I'd be like, man, give the guy a break. He's like literally working every single day of his life to provide a free service to everybody. I mean, I don't know, man. He can't please a lot of people. I think on this one, Darth Coin needs to take a step back and realize like this stuff is hard, man. And I think Carvalho actually goes in here because I looked at this post earlier. He goes, Carvalho jumps in. He goes, you've excluded all of my attempts to reason with you and explain things from the screenshot, but that's okay because the real message here is that you are not a user. I'm worried about losing. You just wanted to complain, and that is of limited usefulness to me. If you think you can do better, please do. I can only tolerate your noise for so long, and you found that limit. Thank you for your testing feedback and for your consideration. It will be considered appropriately. Otherwise, I recommend some methods of stress relief, including, but not limited to, crying harder. And then they go back and forth. But yeah, I think from what I could read, it sounded like Darth Coin was more upset with the fact that he removed his, sound alarm, I guess.
Yeah, his ability to interject in their chat, in their Telegram chat.
Yeah. You ever had one of these on your site do that to you?
What?
Like a calling you out or anything like that?
I think quite regularly. I mean,
really? Whoa.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty regular. Well, people will say, I mean, it's maybe not so much a scam as it is, they'll say I'm doing XYZ when I'm not, or they'll basically tell me what my intentions are. I think there was one guy who posted in a thread where it was like, I don't know, proof of keys day. And a guy, this is the most memorable one for me. And then a guy said like, you don't store your Bitcoin on Stacker News. It's going to, it'll end up like every other story. He'll hypothecate your Bitcoin. And it's just, you shouldn't trust me, but you also don't know what I'm thinking. It's like the other side to this. Like, yeah, I encouraged him. I'm like, if you want to get all your Bitcoin off, I want you to get your Bitcoin off. And he basically said, he said he wants you to think that you can trust him, is like what he said. And I'm just like, I don't want you to think anything. Just put the Bitcoin on Stacker News that you intend to spend, otherwise get it off. But it's like that. I think that's where these kinds of things cross the line, where Darth Coin is kind of implying that
his intentions,
which he doesn't know. And, it might be true, but you don't really know. And Darth Coin could be warning people to be cautious, and suspicious.
I don't know.
Other than that,
for me, it kind of goes twofold, right? There's like John Carvalho as a guy. Like, I know him personally. I've met him many times. I've had him on the pod. Like, I know the man. Like, I feel like I know him. Maybe I don't, but I feel like I know him, and I feel comfortable using BitKit. Now, how much Bitcoin? He literally tells you not to store that much Bitcoin. So I'm not going to store. I'm going to take his advice and not store that much. You say the same thing, not to store that much sats. So that's the same thing. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's the bear market people want to fight, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but I think Darth Coin is right to sound an alarm. I don't know if this is the right alarm. I don't think calling it a scam is right, but I think saying, hey, the beta warning or the warning on there is real. Like, don't actually put much money on there, because there are bugs. Yeah, that would have been an alarm that maybe would have been more appropriate. But sometimes you can only get people's attention by saying things like this. So maybe it's the right thing to do. I don't know.
The next top story is the mempool memory usage is less than 1 gig. This is 24 comments, 5,090 sats from And1.
This is greater than 1 gig.
I'm sorry.
The mempool is like super full. It's like really full. I've never seen it more full. Maybe it was this full in like 2017, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It was like congested. I haven't looked at the mempool.space charts. We can look at them now maybe and see what we got here. Yeah, we're still at a gig. So how many blocks do we have in wait here? It used to just give you a summary of how many blocks. Maybe, they just keep coming. So it's looking like we probably won't get clear for a while, which is pretty incredible. But yeah, it looks like, probably on some level, if you look at the blocks that are getting queued up, these are all ordinals.
Oh, are they? Go back.
These big transactions here are ordinals in most cases. I mean, they could be something else, but they're likely ordinals. All of these are ordinals.
Wow.
These upcoming ones, look at all these ordinals.
Just ordinals.
Yeah, it's basically like half of every block at least is filled with ordinals. This whole block is filled with ordinals.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah. So that appears to be what's going on. I'm not sure if someone's like minting a collection right now or it's some other kind of attack, but maybe it's all those trillionaires coming in and buying Bitcoin like Balaji predicted, and maybe we'll see the price increase when
maybe they're just minting all these inscriptions and then
that's how they're storing their wealth. That's how they're storing their wealth. And a picture of a cat.
Just somebody's getting that tweet of Balaji, whatever, and Anyways, got a comment here. It's from 47 Sats Iguano. He says fee market is working as expected, and then merch comes underneath him. He goes, FTFY, block space market is working as expected. Sub, the scarce good we're bidding on is block space, not fees. And then you come underneath, Then he goes, Coob, the markup help text claims that my subtext should have worked. And then you say footnotes. What are you guys talking about right there?
Oh yeah, this isn't actually about the post. It's kind of meta. He's like, he wanted to use some kind of markup in his comment and it wasn't available like he expected. And then I told him that he could use this other alternative way. It's kind of not relevant, but
so the block space market is working as expected.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As block space fills, it should get more expensive, and that's
not the markup on Stacker News.
That's what you're seeing happen. I mean, it was like, literally a year ago. Where am I? If I go, the markup on Stacker News isn't working. But if you see it, literally a year ago, this is 10x. You get into a block. it was like 1 sat per VByte. It was actually, you would probably be like medium priority. It's nearly 30 times as expensive to get into a block as it was a year ago. So it is working.
Cool. And so that rounds out the top 5 stories of the week on Stacker News. This one's Keyan's. This one's for how long could you keep your lifestyle without any income? This is from Embolmatix. 46 comments. Wow. 4,802 sats. What is going on here?
Yeah. So he's basically considering his own kind of his burn rate. And he's saying he has like a month. He says he has a month to go. He doesn't have a job and he's already spent most of his savings. And he says he has about a month until he's out and until he can't pay his rent and bills and food. And he asked stackers what if they're in a similar situation or not. And the results are pretty interesting. I mean, what you get is like a perfect normal distribution here, where it's kind of nice and chunky in the middle. And it looks like, roughly the average is a year to 2 years is what people have in terms of savings. I think most like financial advisors would recommend something like, at the bare minimum, like 6 months. So you see that kind of represented in the average. But yeah, you see quite a few outliers, like, 7% of people who responded out of, nearly 100 people, was 10 to 20 years. So that's,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Those are some stoic people.
Yeah. They're either very wealthy.
Yeah, it
or
seems like 6 months to a year seems pretty about average.
Yeah.
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 Then then we got a nice chunk at the, less than a month, people who are like, pretty close to the brink. If they lose rent or they lose an income source or something.
I think the bigger thing here is that the health thing. I think your health probably plays a bigger importance than how long you keep your lifestyle. Like, what happens if you find out you have this incurable disease tomorrow, or you end up in an emergency room, or like those things on top of how much you have left to live in your lifestyle is probably far.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, that's how I like gauge it, is like, okay, what if I get hit tomorrow, by an oncoming car? Like, and then you're really screwed. And like it's a thing, man.
Yeah. You don't want the overlap of like two bad things happening at the same time.
When I used to do IT, there was this guy I used to work with. He was like training us when I was Carlos, lonely help desk guy. He'd be like, you better document that. I'd be like, oh, why are you so big on it? He's like, document it. Cause like documentation is like everything, because let's say you go home and get hit by a bus, it dies with you, all the information. So that always just stuck in my head when you told me. In
programming, we call that, or we might call it in other places, but you call it a bus factor. You want to have a relatively high bus factor, I think, or it's the other way around. You have a low one, but basically you want to have multiple people who know what you know at the company, so that if you get hit by a bus, there's someone else who can take over for you.
Absolutely. That's the best way to train. I love John Rollins. He didn't get any sats here. I'm going to bump him up 1 sat. He goes, I live on the wire.
Dang.
All in. He's just all in.
That's a good.
You see that? John Rollins?
That's no, I didn't see that one, but that's a Kanye song.
Oh, is that what that is?
No,
I thought it was a reference to the show The Wire.
On the wire.
Oh, because he got hit by a car, right?
Yeah.
And then he had his wire shut, or his jaw shut with the wire.
Yeah, he got in a car accident. I think that was it.
Gosh. Anyway.
Yeah.
My top story is, I need to find it. What did I do with my top story?
Car's top story is, ladies and gentlemen,
it's
the Chain Code Podcast with Tats Driver, writing the Ellen paper and working in Bitcoin. We got 550 sats, 1 comment from merch. What do you think of this, Car?
Is that how I sound?
No, it's like an extreme parody of it.
Oh man, that's a great. You should be doing these. We should swap places. No, so this was a Chain Code podcast that was released this week. Dude, it's a great episode. Taj talks about the Lightning white paper and how he was a part of it. He said that he's met some people, and I'm paraphrasing all this, Snackers. He says he's met some people that don't believe him that he wrote the Lightning paper. And then he talks a little bit about like what it was like in the early days with building all this stuff out, and how he'll be a part of like some new company or wherever he's working at, and he'll have to answer the same questions because they're coming into Bitcoin, coming into Lightning for the first time. And yeah, it's great. And then also I think that the coolest thing that he talks about is just like the playful banter that him, Merch, and Jonas have on it's kind of like listening to an RHR, but like it's like kind of like that.
Oh,
because there's like a lot of inside jokes and stuff, and you can tell they've been friends for a really long time.
That's nice.
It's just like yeah, it was a really great dude. Merch is really funny.
Yeah,
it's like really funny.
He's a really nice person in general. He's like,
but it's a great podcast. Anybody who's listening should definitely go listen to that podcast. It's a great episode.
Cool.
Anyways, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, I'll cue it up. It's I've been wanting to listen to it when I saw it posted. I remember the first time I saw Taj speak, or even like kind of registered who he was at the open source stage in Miami last year. And my impression was like, he looked so happy and at peace to me that maybe he's Satoshi. It was like kind of what I was, my like silly brain thought. But regardless, I'd love to hear more. He has
some really good sage advice. I think one of the sage comments that he had was that if you do something long enough and you're kind of forgotten, that's when you know that you were a part of something pretty great, and that it stands for itself. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I don't know exactly how he worded it, but he said something to
like your creation outlives you.
Yeah, basically is what he's saying. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool. I was like, wow, that's a great way to look at it. But really good podcast. Really good podcast. It makes me want to go back and listen to some of the other ones, because Nadav, there's one with Nadav I'd love to check out. So. Anyways,
sweet.
What do you got for metrics?
So this is super stat segment, and we have the top stackers of the week. I'm at the top. I don't know how I got so many sats. I think
Blockchain Boog. Look at him.
Blockchain Boog stacked a lot. Max came in and stacked a lot. The SN account, Gian, Poe stacked a lot. Something I was looking at here is like number of who's commenting the most. I thought kind of Darth Coin, one of the biggest commenters.
He probably makes so much bank on his comments.
Yeah, he got 31,000 sats this week. And then top spenders, I think I know who's going to be the top of this list. Blockchain Boog.
What did Blockchain Boog get?
He dropped 1 million sats in the donation.
Did he really?
Blowing up the rewards for the day.
I love me some Blockchain Boog, man.
Yeah, he said he was, I think what he did, he was like, he won a bet or something. I forget exactly. It was in the daily discussion. And he's like, if someone upvotes this comment with 20,000 sats, I will put 1 million sats in the daily rewards. And I got like my biggest ever reward day from that. Wow. And that's probably why a lot of other people, like all the top 21, have over 15,000 sats for the week. Probably as a result of Blockchain Boog's donation.
Dude, Blockchain Boog is a real one.
He is, dude.
He commented last week on SNL 59, only 2 beers. He said, Zap. He gave us 5,000 sats for that.
Thank you, Blockchain Boog.
I love me some Blockchain Boog. All right, cool. I think that's all we got here for Stacker News Live this week. Keyan, what are you still just going to move the rest of the week? Is that what you're doing?
I am. I'm going to be, I'm hoping to wake up Monday morning in the new place.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to like being gone. We're already getting spring breakers coming through the Airbnb next door, and I'm ready.
Wait, so at the old place.
At the old place.
Not the new place.
Not the new place. The new place has real people living next door. And
that are not. How did you check that out though?
I talked to the previous tenant, so it's actually a sublease. So we're moving in. We talked to the tenants who are currently living there, and we asked them about
Airbnb situation.
Yeah, who are your neighbors? And they
did you talk to the neighbors?
I didn't talk to the neighbors, but I've seen them. I did trust. I didn't exactly verify that there is no Airbnb next door, but the people seem good that we ended up taking the lease from. So
Yeah.
I'm very hopeful. I love the neighborhood. It's great. It's like, it's still East Austin. It hasn't turned into like a yuppie, I don't know, play. It hasn't gotten gentrified. Like most of the neighbors are still old people who have been there a long time.
They're old Mexican people.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly.
There you go.
I'll get my tamales sometimes too.
You love to see it. Okay, cool. Thank you for doing what you do, Keyan. We love you here at Stacker
You too.
News.
What are you doing this weekend? I didn't ask you.
I think I have a lot of writing to do, so I got to get a lot of writing done. And trying to get back to normal because I had a routine and then it got disrupted. So now it's just like get everything back on track, get it back to normal, and then I'm going to take the weekend off, relax, and then it's just full steam ahead. So yeah,
Toot toot.
All right, we'll see you next time, Stackers.
Zap.